Billionaire CEO gives 4 black credit cards to test 4 women. What black waitress picked shocked him. The CEO leaned back in his chair, the glow of the restaurant's chandeliers gleaming off the 4 sleek black cards he laid out on the table. 4 women sat before him, their eyes widening at the sight. "Each of you," he said calmly, "may take one. With it you can buy whatever you desire."
No limits. Gasps filled the air.
Jewelry, cars, designer gowns, dreams flashed across their faces. One by one, the women reached forward, snatching the cards with eager hands, their smiles greedy, their minds already racing through fantasies of wealth. But the 4th woman, the waitress who had been called in by surprise, hesitated. Her apron was still dusted with flour, her hands rough from long shifts. She glanced at the shining cards, then at the billionaire's steady gaze. Slowly, she shook her head. "I don't need that," she whispered. The CEO's brow arched, intrigued. "Don't need it?"
Every other woman saw their future in these cards. Why not you?
She looked him in the eye, her voice soft but firm. "Because I've spent my life earning every coin I touch. If I took that card, it wouldn't be mine, it would be yours. And I want something I can call my own." The room fell silent. The other women clutched their cards tighter, suddenly uncertain.
And the billionaire, who thought he'd seen every shade of greed and ambition, found himself staring at a truth he had never expected. Her choice wasn't in what she took, it was in what she refused.
And that decision would shake him far more than anything money could ever buy. The billionaire's lips curved into the faintest smile, though his eyes stayed sharp. "So you'd walk away? From limitless wealth? From a life without struggle?" The waitress held her tray against her chest, her shoulders steady despite the stares drilling into her.
"I've lived without money my whole life," she said quietly.
"But I've never lived without pride, and no amount of gold can buy that back once it's gone." The women beside her scoffed, one flipping her hair.
"She's a fool."
"I'll take her card if she doesn't want it." But the CEO raised a hand, silencing the chatter. His gaze never left the waitress.
"You remind me of someone," he murmured, leaning forward.
"When I was young, I had nothing, and when I finally got my first card, I thought it made me powerful. Took me years to learn power doesn't come from what you swipe, it comes from who you are without it." The waitress blinked, caught between disbelief and curiosity. "Then why test us like this?" He sat back, his tone heavy with meaning. "Because most people reveal their true selves when faced with temptation. And tonight, yours shone brighter than all their glitter." A hush fell over the table. The women who had clutched their cards now shifted uneasily, their earlier excitement dulled. The CEO reached across the table, sliding all 4 cards back into his pocket. Then, to everyone's shock, he placed a single plain white envelope in front of the waitress. "You didn't want my wealth. That's why I'm giving you something else, an opportunity to make your own." Her breath caught as she stared at the envelope, her hands refusing to move. "Why me?" He met her eyes, his voice steady. "Because you're the only one who proved you already know the value of enough." The room seemed to breathe differently in that moment. The glitter and gold of the night paling beside a choice made not with hands, but with heart. Her fingers hovered over the envelope, the paper plain and unassuming compared to the glittering cards the other women still clutched. She hesitated, then looked up at him. "What's inside?" The billionaire's eyes held hers. "A contract, a chance to build something of your own cafe, your own dream. I'll fund the first step, but the rest will be yours to shape." The women gasped, their painted smiles faltering.
One snapped, "Why her? She didn't even take a card."
He turned to them, his voice calm but cutting.
"Exactly."
She wasn't blinded by them. She saw beyond the surface. "That's what I was looking for." The waitress swallowed hard, her hands trembling as she finally picked up the envelope.
"I don't know if I can do this," she whispered. "You can," he said firmly.
"Because you've already proven you won't lose yourself chasing what isn't real." Tears welled in her eyes, her voice shaking. "All I ever wanted was to earn something that was truly mine. to show my little sister we don't have to stay stuck." The billionaire leaned back, a rare softness breaking through his usual steel. "Then open it. Tonight is the start." As she carefully unfolded the papers inside, the other women sat frozen, their black cards suddenly heavy in their hands, symbols of desire without meaning. And in that moment, under the glow of the chandelier, the billionaire realized something he hadn't in years. Real wealth isn't measured by what people take, but by what they refuse. The waitress had passed the test no money could buy. She had chosen dignity over greed, and for that, her life was about to change forever.